Hey there, this is Jim Smallman. I'm one of the co-owners of Progress Wrestling, and you are listening to the Sunday Segue podcast.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Are you ready?
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some man! Oh yeah!
With Kinny Killa.
Hey yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby, and we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar should.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
Oh, son of a bitch, if you just heard the glass shatter, that's right, it is Sunday. It's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It's your boy, Kinny Killa. That's right, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram. It's been 2 weeks since you heard this beautiful voice live. But yeah, last week we did give you part one interview with none other than co-owner of Progress Wrestling, Jim Smallman. So be ready to hear today part two of this lovely interview that I had with him last week. Also, obviously today we will talk about the fallout of Raw, talk about the fallout of NXT, then we'll have your usual Shug Stunners, Segue Time Machine, alright, we won't have RIP Spanner and 60 seconds today, but we will have track of the week as usual. So let's kick into it. As always, I have my guests. Now today we have two very special guests. I have my brother from another. That's right, it is one man called the man from Belmont. It is Belmont Banter, James Belmont.
Representing Belmont Club worldwide, but if I hear that Slade Christmas song one more time, I'm going to start swinging for the fences.
Listen, I already got my guitar ready, man. Slap nuts all over.
Christmas slap nuts, getting it straight in the head with a stick string if this carries on.
Oh, man. Also, today, it has been a hot minute since I've had this guy on, but the Vicious Ranter himself is here. It's none other than Tim Vicious.
Rumors of my imminent demise have been greatly over-exaggerated.
Oh man, it's good to have you back, Vicious.
Thanks. I've been busy busting my ass, well, my kid, he's autistic. I've been doing a lot of advocacy work for him, and between that and working like a dog, so I barely got time to get in my own show anymore.
Yeah, you gotta pay those gimmicks called bills, man.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. But I tell you one thing, Vicious, you are sporting a lovely Luke Harper beard at the moment.
Oh yeah, rule of life, and my son's one friend, he asked me on this. He said, "Why do I have a beard?" Because, and I looked at him and said, "Because there's only two types of people in this world that don't have a beard: kids and women."
Yeah, simple answer.
Unfortunately, I forgot that I said that right in front of his clean-shaven dad.
Well, I'm trying my thing. Like I'm trying a little bit, but it's not.
They kind of have a little camera going on here, so I can see it. You got that goal. You got
that
going for you.
Just a little bit. Just a little. I'm starting something. I'm trying to start something. Oh yeah. By the way, guys. The second mascot of the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. The Rock says hello. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Fucking bullshit. Iron Sheik.
My son absolutely loves watching Iron Sheik matches now on the network, because he'll ask to watch Sheik and Hogan a lot. He's been asking to watch Sheik and Hogan a lot lately.
Sheik, you better watch out before he gets a smackdown from The Rock. Either way, Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, we're doing this thing, episode 141, right here on VOC Nation and Swerve Talk Network. Now, people, Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, make sure you check out the website, Sunday Segue, podcast.wix.com/Sunday Segue. Also, we're on Twitter, at Sunday Segue, Segue spelled SEGUE. Also, we're on Facebook. Like our Facebook page, please. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on iTunes, Podomatic, Stitcher. Don't forget to download that Double Twist player. Right, shout outs. Let me just get to my peepos. Let me shout out the peeps out there. That's right, the Sunday Segue followers, the Segheads. I want to give a shout out to Christine, just because I haven't for a long time. That's at Bronx Bitch Forever. Also want to give a shout out to Daily DDT. Grapple This Inc. That's at Grapple underscore this. The Art of Kayfabe. James Clarkson. Unicorn of the Stars. That's at Something About Mary. Chris O'Toole. And I Hate Smarks. That's at Smark Destroyer. All right. So, any shout outs, Tim?
Well, I was just about to go and do Christine until you beat me to the punch on that one. But the executive producer from my show, Mr. Oliver Ben, as well as good buddy of mine. She puts up blogs daily. You know, she's on Twitter at Victoria Tenzig. Her Twitter is Tenzig. Hannah, I hope I'm saying that right. Please don't kill me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Victoria. Her Twitter is Tenzig. Victoria spelled Tezangi.
Wait, is she that German lass?
No, she's UK.
She's UK. Wait, what's her name?
Her
Victoria.
Twitter?
Yeah.
It's hold on a second now.
Because we go holler at you, girl. We go holler at you. That's what we do to all the UK representatives.
Tez. Her Twitter is Tezangi Victoria.
Okay. All right. We go find her. Belmont, any shout outs?
Just people who help the Swerve Talk Network. You know who you are.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to obviously our business partners in crime, maxwrestling.wix.com/Max Wrestling. They will be coming up with a Max Wrestling Slammy Awards tomorrow, I believe. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Offshoot Radio crew. You know who you is. Podcast About Nothing, Attitude of Aggression, Dave and Gates, who will be on Retro Roundtable for a second time in a row next week, WrestleMania 10, and also Jason Clarkson, Squeak, You What Gaming Show. Make sure you check that out, YouTube channel. Bang. Right, let's get into Raw. Let's just get into Raw. So, Belmont. So, Sheamus is our World Heavyweight Champion. Let me just say that again, because I haven't said it in 2 weeks. So, Sheamus is our WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What's up with that?
Do you want a list?
Let's do this. Run it off one time. Bullet point. Bang.
Oh man. Well, they bottled it with Roman Reigns yet again. Predictable cash in at Money in the Bank that everyone called at the beginning of the tournament. Where else can I go with this? If you thought Rollins' title run was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, to quote Schiavone, that'll put some butts in the seat.
That'll put some butts in the seats.
Oh man!
If anything, it's made a load of them leave. Have you seen the ratings since he become champion? Jesus Christ!
Man, jeez. I mean, Vicious, what's it like over there in the States, knowing that the ratings have been going down and down, because we don't get no ratings shit over here, really.
Honestly, I kind of look at it, and I kind of have a weird way on how I look at it, because I see it from one part fan-wise, and then I look at it in another part in a business sense. And Vince is saying he ain't sweating the ratings, which I think that's just a front, because, anyone's going to sweat ratings. You're on TV. You got one of the longest running shows on TV out there today. And if your ratings are starting to go low, they should start doing something like what they did in with the new generation era, and just hit the reset button, basically, especially since, a lot of the big draws are either out on leave or out with injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs a reset button somewhere, and I mean, we've been clamoring about this. I mean, a lot of past WWE superstars, have been saying, they need to look at creative and do something different, and because the fans are leaving, and it's not like, you can just get in an Austin or a fucking HBK to make a difference. It won't make a difference. Your peoples is leaving you because they are unhappy with what they are watching on TV. It's as simple as.
Well, that's what happened with WCW, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Speaking of creative, you hear that?
No, sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of creative, you hear that Foley's son Dewey's going to start working there in January?
Yeah, but he's going to be getting coffees and cleaning people's cars.
Oh, what's he doing? Intern?
Nah, he's probably he's
Probably.
probably doing something.
That's basically what any intern does.
He's probably doing something with NXT kids. What he's probably doing. He's probably gonna be one of the commentators on NXT kids.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's something because they're trying to build this NXT kids thing in it and like have kid commentators on this stuff. So wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, Vicious. Do you think they could have gone? You know, they could have taken different options instead of Sheamus.
Yeah. I mean, there's always different options. It's all in a matter of, it's I think the big problem is Vince has basically got himself and the company and the product itself in like this small little bubble, and he's really kind of afraid to like go outward in it because, it's a publicly traded company. It's PG. You can't really, I think he kind of feels like he's got both arms tied behind his back and he's afraid to try and do anything. And I think that's the big issue because you look at it, NXT is PG, and yet Hunter makes that show phenomenal. Ring of Honor's TV show is PG, and shit, what else is there to say about that?
Yeah.
Well, they run like pro wrestling companies for a start. I mean, it's not sports entertainment garbage.
There you go.
It's just promo match, no segments, no stupid celebrity fucking run-ins. It's just wrestling. Here it is.
Bang.
That's all we want. They overcomplicate things, and for God's sake, stop going for 3 hours. People aren't watching till the third hour anymore. I've barely watched a whole Raw for about a year and a half.
Exactly, man. I fast forward that shit. Like, you just got to, to stay sane. You've got to. No one ain't watching that for 3 hours.
No.
Like, especially us over here when it's live at like 1 a.m. No one ain't watching that for 3 hours. Put that shit on record.
In which case, for the record, I'm jealous that you guys are able to catch TakeOver at a decent time because by the time TakeOver London comes on, I got to pick my son up from school.
Well, you know what? It's just we're just glad. Yeah, we're just glad that we get something over here like that.
I've been clamoring for years. You guys should be getting your own shows.
Yeah, I think at the moment, obviously a lot of people, WWE fans, that's how they roll at them. That's how they've rolled for most of their life. But with the increase of promotions within the UK at the moment, which are just doing really good things, we haven't really missed it. You know what I mean? We haven't really missed WWE's presence here. It doesn't, we've got our own shit now. It's like, yeah, we got our own shit, which isn't WWE. But when they do come, we're making sure we run to see that shit. So I'm just glad that in between WWE coming in April and November and April, we got our own shit to be, getting crazy about. Belmont knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, all right, Belmont. What would this Sheamus run do for Roman Reigns?
It's dragging out it's the Daniel Bryan storyline, but with a guy who should have been booked like Goldberg. So we can't get any sympathy for him because he's supposed to be an ass kicker who can run through people, but they're trying to make us feel sympathetic towards him by constantly screwing him over. But now they're just dragging it out too long. Yeah, just give him the title for God's sake. Let him go with it.
They're trying to turn it now so it's like we have to love him because we hate Sheamus so much,
Exactly.
Almost kind of like in a Vince McMahon logic. Haha! I just made Ryback attack Cena. Now you have to cheer one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally. But it's weird how they decided to book this thing and try to push and elevate Roman Reigns like this because every good superstar has had a major heel run to then be able to get into that babyface run. Cena started the same.
Rip Rogers put it best, every wrestler should start out at some point as a good heel just so that way they can get an idea of like having a bad guy kind of character set and move set and then let the face turn go naturally.
Yeah.
Either go naturally or slowly phase into it.
Because the fans will tell you
to be a heel, isn't it? Because it's an extension of your personality.
Yeah, and it's more fun.
And it makes it believable. And then when you turn face, you can carry some of that over with you, but not all of it, obviously.
But these days, people turn face naturally. That's the thing. You don't turn heel naturally.
No.
You're just a heel, so you turn babyface naturally because the fans love you. That's how you do that shit. But now, they're placing people in these molds where you have to be a face. Let the fans dictate who is a heel and who is a babyface. Because New Day right about now is just babyfacing it all up from a heel standpoint, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, we'll get into them later. Right. So Roman Reigns, he's on the chase now. Looks like he'll probably get it somewhere or another. Again, I hate those kind of small 5-minute WWE title runs because then it goes in the history books and it's a bit like. But I mean. Hopefully this will give again Roman Reigns some time to get better. His in-ring work has been getting better because obviously who he's been in the ring with, but he is getting better. I've
been a fan of his since his match with Lesnar. I don't think he got anywhere near enough credit for that match. And since then,
he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. No, and his ring work has got miles better. The only thing people bang on about is promos and his talking. Yes, the reason is because he has to memorize fucking 4 paragraphs or something that are written down for him. With promos that probably don't even make sense, and he stutters through it. If you just let him talk, let him be Roman, it would be fine. It wouldn't be a problem. It's like The Rock. Was he ever scripted?
No.
Come on. Jeez. Yeah, it's not difficult.
I mean, obviously everyone knows Roman's gonna wind up getting the title eventually, and I don't know if either you guys saw it when he first came on the scene a couple years ago when the Shield came in at that Survivor Series triple threat match, but saw the guy right off bat and just thought, damn, that kid's got one hell of a look on him. He's going to wind up getting a push like Batista did when they break up.
Blue chipper, wasn't it?
Yeah, blue chipper.
Yeah, he just had that look, And that was even before wound up even putting 2 and 2 together like, shit, that's Rock's cousin.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is what I don't get, and why they haven't gone to this. Roman Reigns, when he first came in FCW, right, was Liaki, right? He had his, he had that gimmick. But then when NXT became NXT and they made vignettes about Roman Reigns, right? And he was dressed in a suit. He was signing his name off. It was he was a heel. He was a heel character, and they were just like, yeah, you will know the name of Roman Reigns, and he would sign his name off, and you know what I mean? Like, he could be such a good heel. Sign the name on a piece of paper, dash it in their mouth. You know what I mean? Fucking $1 million man shit, putting the $5 bills in people's mouth. You know what I mean? He had that look, he had that heel persona, and he did it so well then. But then obviously, got caught up in the
I think they might do something like that with him when he finally wins the title, because let's face facts. Not everyone's going to be happy when he wins the title eventually.
Yeah.
So if they book it right, and when he wins it, just have that play off of it, and just be like, you guys can hate the fact that I'm the champ all you want, but I still got this.
Yeah.
You don't.
So Belmont, I mean, they scheduled a match where what's it called? They scheduled a match where Reigns has to basically beat Sheamus in 5 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever. And
stupidest idea.
Yeah, obviously, because it's just telling us we're going to get a 5 minute 15 thing match, and then we know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to come down, and we're just going to get. But within this, we got the League of Nations.
The SmackDown versus Raw game storyline faction.
Yeah, literally. So what do you think
God
of
Drew McIntyre wasn't there? Otherwise, he'd have got given like a Sean Connery kind of role.
Belmont, what do you think of the concept? Do you think it's a good concept? Wrong people?
I don't think it's so much as wrong people, because a lot of them ain't got anything to do at the moment anyway. Because I mean, what would Rusev or Barrett be doing if they weren't doing this? So it's a way to get them airtime and that, but there's always that future plan, like what you're gonna do when they break. Yeah. Where they're gonna go.
Oh man, a British stable would have been so sick with
United Kingdom,
with you could imagine you had Sheamus, Barrett, you had Becky Lynch, you had Paige.
Could have Neville in there.
Yeah, well, even you would have you would keep Becky Lynch and Neville out, and you would constantly get them trying to recruit them. Constantly trying to get them to recruit one, and then they both end up turning. It has other storylines with others, like, oh man, it could just be, it'll be
Regal
great. Regal manager.
It could have been perfect.
You know what I mean? People, it is time. It has come. It's 28 weeks later. Not the movie, but it's been a long time coming. That's right. We've built him back up. We've put his knee back together. He's got a new home. He's got internet back, and it's not Lidl, it's not Audi, it's this fucking proper talk, BT, Sky shit. He is back, people. It is the gal them sugar Sugs.
Yo, motherfucking yo.
Oh shit. Where you been? You better explain to the peeps right now where you've been, sucker, because it's been 6, 7, 8 goddamn motherfucking months.
It's been emotional, man. It's been emotional, you know. Just got that knee fixed up. Been just like hitting that treadmill, hitting the pool. You know, I couldn't get a film crew, so there's no Triple H video. Couldn't find my fucking leather jacket or my fucking Kangol hat. So you know, I just had to just slide back in, just like I was never gone.
Bang! We had the missing pictures out, calling for you. People wondering where you at, and here he is. He just sprung the fuck up. There we go.
And in all that time, you know, the ratings have gone up, the wrestling's improved. You know, we've got that champ we always wanted. You know, it's just like everything's better. I've returned at the perfect time.
Well, you have returned at the perfect time, because the question is that we're talking about right now, League of Nations. So, Shugs, run this shit.
Well, it's just like when I first saw it, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this? But then I'm just like, what else are they gonna do? You know, what else are they gonna do? What else are they gonna serve us up? They don't want us. We can never have just a champion. Like, everything's gotta be part of a stable. You know, who's the last champ we had who was just out on his own? Like Lesnar. You know, it's just him and Heyman. You know, or Punk. It was Punk and Heyman. But there's never anyone who's got enough fucking cojones just to be there at the top on their own. I'm the bad guy, I'm the champ, come at me. You know, it's always a load of fucking people, a load of shit.
Standard. It's just, it's crazy. I mean, Belmont was just saying the same thing. He was just saying, what else is, you know, Rusev and Barrett and them going to do, because they ain't doing shit right now, so they might as well do something. But with that said, there was a notable absentee Vicious on the show. Now, did the show miss Kevin Owens?
Kinda, yeah, but you know, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny, more so because my Twitter was blowing up that whole time, like, where's Kevin Owens? Where's Kevin Owens? He got fired. Oh no, he's suspended. And then he just threw out a tweet, like, right out of nowhere, like, guys, I'm home. Me and my son are sick. And I just fucking died laughing.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kevin.
You know,
Kevin Owens could have easily been where Sheamus is. He could have easily been where Sheamus is.
Oh yeah,
that would have been
and I'm sure you heard the rumors going around on the dirt sheet saying that they're thinking, an emphasis on thinking about doing a match between Owens and Lesnar at Mania. You know, I mean, I think that would be a great match, but the only downside I could see on that is where would they go with either guy after that?
Yeah. It just puzzles me, man. They have all of these guys that they could have just pushed, you know. They could have used this time to really elevate, you know, a few people, but instead they just went for the same shit. You know, who knows what they're gonna do after Mania? But right about now, they need to think about Mania, because Mania is looking dry right now.
Dude, I already told Darren, and I know Darren told you my fantasy booking for Mania.
Oh yeah.
With Owens, you know, that would guarantee that would put more asses in seats than anything. Hell, I even bet Jim Cornette would go and see that.
Shugs, right. Last time we spoke, all this 8 months ago, obviously me and you speaking, you know, we spoken, but I mean, since you've been on the show, you called Xavier Woods a see you next Tuesday. It's been 8 months, right? Now, the new day, your thoughts, please.
I was just listening actually in the car to Keep It 100, and like Nate Milton was on about him, and he was just saying that like the New Day are the only faces left in the WWE at the moment, because there's no John Cena, but they're the only real face groups, and the only reason they're a heel is because they tell us they are. You know, apart from that, everyone loves them. You know, all the dirt sheets love them, the fans love them. Everyone loves the New Day, but they're heels because the WWE have told us. And to give it to Xavier Woods, you know, he's redeemed himself. But how did he redeem himself? They gave him a chance. They gave him an opportunity. Yeah, and they gave him an opportunity, and he took it. But if you listen to, what is it? Is it Dinner with Three or whatever? Or
table of three.
Table of Three, like, you know, they had to fight just to get what they've got. Like, do you know what I mean? No one handed it to them. They had to fight for it, and they've done well. They've done well what they got. I was watching. I think it's on. I think it was on Twitter on the wrestling memes where they show them doing the fusion. The Kofi and Xavier, they do the fusion, but then like when they hit it, like the Sheamus logo like pops out. It's so good.
So with that being said, now we're on the talk of New Day, Shugs. They should definitely stay the fuck away from League of Nations, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they just can't be having their own heel program. It's because they're the only one who actually people want to see, or people are doing everything. We're getting the New Day on like 4 sections.
Yeah.
4 sections of Raw, because they're the only thing decent on the fucking show. So then they get lumped in with this heel faction, the New Authority, you know?
Belmont, let's go on to the development of Sasha Banks and Team Bad, because what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is they've given them the chance, again similar to New Day, to kind of come out their shell a little bit and just be kind of ghetto. Just be ghetto. I mean, Naomi's kind of been ghetto anyway, but now they're allowing Sasha Banks to be a little bit more ghetto. And I think they're giving them the time to kind of develop their kind of niche act, I should say. But what do you think of the way they're doing this, and the way Team Bad is kind of a little bit like New Day at the moment?
Well, they're only a little bit like New Day because you see what they get up to backstage with them. As far as the group go, I forgot they was actually still around. No, I'm serious, and the way they've been treating Sasha Banks, it's made many a thing in my room fly across. Because being on main event with Becky Lynch when that could have been a pay-per-view match is just insanity. I think didn't Sasha lose to Becky on Raw in like 4 minutes?
Oh, I can't remember.
Recently, something ridiculous like that. It's just, you've got they chanting "We want Sasha" for a reason, and you're giving her this. It blows my mind. She's the most complete diva I've seen.
She could take that division to places, man.
2002.
She could take that division.
Take that freaking butterfly ass belt, put it in a trash can, and make it into an actual women's title.
I hope that's what she does.
She could do.
I hope that's what she does. I hope she grabs that shit and goes, "I'm the boss. The boss don't wear this shit," and just fucking
redesigns the whole thing.
And just bring out some new fucking sick ghetto belt. Like,
the thing is like they're not even ignoring the chance. Because normally, if it's like we want someone to be on top, or the fans chant for somebody, they'll pretend like that shit ain't happening and just ignore it. But then they're sort of referencing it on TV, talking about how the fans want her and the chants, but then still giving her nothing. So I don't understand whether they've got any plans with her, or whether they're trying to swerve us or whatever. Because normally,
they're just trying to troll.
Yeah. Normally, if we want it, then they sort of fight against it. Yeah. So maybe they are just fucking trolling us.
Yeah. Oh, I hope.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can anyone explain this page run?
Listen, I'm not even talking about Paige today, because
I think her run can be explained off of just 3 simple words: push up bra.
I was going to say tiggle bitties.
Yeah.
Still 3 words.
Same 3 words, basically meaning the same thing. But Paige is. She should go down back to NXT and face Bayley, and just have a nice program with Bayley, man. Like, just have a nice program with Bayley, just reestablish yourself and come back up, because I don't know what she's doing. But
the thing is, I don't want to jump the gun, but you're probably going to talk about Charlotte later on. But
no, we're going to talk about that right now. So it's a nice segue. You see that there?
Smooth on a Sunday.
High spot.
But yeah, Charlotte, man, turning. What's that? What was your thoughts of that, Belmont, in the terms of the way that they kind of decided to go with this little thing? Let's bring in Ric Flair. Let's kind of turn over Becky Lynch. Let's try and feed something to basically turn everyone heel against them. Everyone's gonna turn heel. It looks like all of a sudden.
Well, the problem was Charlotte was doomed from the start anyway when she got the title, because she was booked in the exact same way Paige was, fighting from underneath, not looking convincing, and now they're trying to quickly fix it by bringing out Ric Flair with her, which is more of a hindrance than a help in the long run anyway, because all they're going to say is, "Oh, it's Ric Flair's daughter, this, that, and the other." The thing I like, though, is that she's starting to show signs of what she was like in NXT, which I'm fine with. I'm cool with it. But make her dominant as a champion now. Just sort this out. I don't understand if they're trying to turn a heel against Becky, though. That's a bit confusing because I don't know where she stands with Paige as well. It's all gone a bit messed up.
I think they're gonna wind up having Charlotte go heel at some point down the road, especially since they had that, friend versus friend match, just to see who can, just to show people what they're like, and then, that's always like the foundation for when you wind up starting a feud between two buddies.
Yeah, but because now Paige is just like there. She's not really. She's on commentary, just slagging Charlotte off. But where does she fit into this now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't.
I hope they. I don't even know if they know.
Triple threat.
Yeah.
Let's do a triple threat match next pay-per-view.
Oh God. Anyway, before we go to a break, Vicious, I just want to get your thoughts on this Wyatt versus Dudley's thing, because as soon as the Dudley started talking about we got family, I thought, what the fuck, Spike Dudley? What the hell? And then what we got was fucking Tommy Dreamer, who looks like is still a TNA road agent.
I said the same thing that night when he first came out, and before we get into that part, I want to say I absolutely love the originality right there. Bubba and Devon pulling out tables with Dixie Carter's name, EC3, Bobby Lashley, MVP. Wait, they did that in TNA. Never mind. They did the exact same thing in TNA literally before they left. So, if history taught us anything, they're either going to put Linda or Stephanie through a table.
Oh God, Linda's not coming back. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't coming back. She ain't coming back.
I've been a Dreamer fan since, I started watching ECW when I was a kid back in Philly. And I've always liked him. Love the House of Hardcore stuff he does. But honestly, I thought it would have been better if they'd have brought out Spike. And I'm pushing for this on Twitter because Bubba said we need a fourth member. I'm saying right now, we need New Jack.
Oh my God.
That's
Shucks, you heard that shit on the low when they're talking about New Jack in it.
No. Because you talk to Ollie and the Mask Mark. Trust me, they will be able to help back me up on this.
It's probably going to be RVD. It's going to be. It's a no-brainer.
God, I hope he passed the drug test. Then.
Well, with that said, let's just go to our breakdown. We're going to hear from our sponsors, VOC Nation, and then we'll be back with the NXT Fallout people, so don't you miss it. Shugs is back. Yay!
Let's get it out! It happens every morning. You watch Raw, and then you react to it. 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Every single Monday. Join Tony and Sarah, Harry Broadhurst, and Jimmy Christopher for the Raw Reaction worldwide on the VOC Nation.
The most polarizing personalities worldwide. This is the VOC Nation Radio Network.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. They're here to show the world what an entertaining wrestling DVD review show sounds like. It's Wrestling Unwrapped from the show with Harry Broadhurst and Patrick Kenson. Friday nights, worldwide, on the VOC Nation.
And we're back, people. It's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 141. Jeez. Oh, man, nearly 3 bloody years. God damn it. And I'm here with Tim Vicious, James Belmont, and Shugs. Wait a minute. That's right. I said Shugs is back in the building. So right about now, we're going to go to the NXT Fallout. Okay, so did all of you want to watch NXT this week?
Right up until like the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Bits and pieces.
Shugs?
No, I haven't seen it. I didn't realise that was part of the show.
That is part of the show now, man. We can't be talking about some shit
How long
Raw.
he's been away.
We're talking about some shit Raw all episode. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's not like you have some shitty ass show on YouTube or anything. Moving forward.
Yeah, but you breeze past that shit, man. You do like yours, bam, 12 minutes done. Like you don't mess around.
I just go say what I think about the product and then just say, you know what, it was good, it was bad. Here's the good, here's the bad. But this is what they could fix. Fuck it.
And it's vicious rants, which means you're ranting all show, which people love. So they could rant about Raw because Raw's shit. So let's do
They
that.
give you enough ammunition.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so we started Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger. Now, listen, with this whole thing, yeah, and in terms of enhancement talent, what they've been talking about, for the last couple of weeks, especially on, podcasts like The Law, I think the way that they've been using enhancement talent has been really good for guys, especially like Baron Corbin. I mean, Ty Dillinger is a good worker in the ring. He's got this perfect 10 gimmick, which is they're not going with that much at the moment, but he's good enough and over enough to make a difference in terms of who Baron Corbin is fighting. So we're not going to get the Baron Corbin versus Samoa Joes on every week on NXT. It's a special match and they're keeping it like that. So Vicious, what do you think about the layout of NXT at the moment and the way they're using enhancement talent?
I definitely dig it because NXT kind of has a way to let the guys just get over naturally. Because, I mean, in all honesty, I never thought in 1,000 years I would ever see Blake and Murphy be NXT tag champs, and then lo and behold, they won the titles. They got a way of letting guys get over naturally. Sometimes it's a slow and steady process, sometimes it's overnight, but it's immortal words of Ted DiBiase. Once you're over, and you're gonna stay over.
Shugs, Baron Corbin, obviously we've been watching this guy on Breaking Ground. He's just a dick, but he loves it. He just loves it. He just don't give a shit, man. He just don't give a shit. Do you think that kind of attitude that he has, in terms of his character-wise, can get him over enough as a heel?
Well, if you look at the relationship like Triple H had with Rollins, they were saying they were close to kicking him out and they were close to getting rid of him and this and that, and then he made it up. Whether he was much of a dick as this guy is another thing, but he still made it in the end. But I just can't see Corbin. Obviously, Corbin haven't got the skill set of Rollins, like nowhere near. So I don't know. It's just, what is he going to do on the main roster? Who is he going to be? Like, he can't go up and be in this same person because it's going to get him nowhere.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but speaking of Corbin and main roster, please tell me I wasn't the only one that fantasized about choking the shit out of whoever had that put Baron on the main roster sign up.
He's not ready for that shit yet. He's not ready. I don't think we're ready for that shit yet either. Okay, so that was match one. Baron Corbin obviously won with the End of Days. Nice finish into that fucking End of Days. I like that finish, man. It's just nuts. So he goes over. Then we get a backstage interview with Apollo Crews, just basically cussing Baron Corbin. Apollo Crews, for me, I think he could be the first. He could actually be the first actual black WWE champion, but he needs to find a character first. I think he's in ring is there, but I think he just needs to find a little bit more character. But next match we got was Nia Jax versus Blue Pants. Right, so Nia Jax, right? She comes in, she's Rock's cousin, she comes in, different kind of woman altogether, better worker than some of the, other girls that are, women that are there at the moment. It looks like they're going for a Nia Jax versus Bayley feud. Now, I think that Nia Jax can definitely be used as an asset going along. We've got to remember NXT is viewed as developmental, so she has to learn, and she is learning. But Belmont, do you think that she can be a really, really good asset to NXT in terms of how great we've had these last couple of months with how much women are coming from NXT?
Oh, of course, a monster-sized woman like that is always going to change the game. So if she's used correctly, yeah, why not? But I don't understand why she was even Reason Forcer not long ago. That was a bit weird. But
hopefully some more comes out of that. But do you think as well that she is the right person also to be fighting at the right time against Bayley due to Bayley's underdog status?
Yes. That I reckon that'll be a brilliant match as well. But again, she's got to develop her in-ring work a bit first. But as far as Blue Pants goes, I wish she'd stop coming back. As Neville once said, she's a Poundland wrestler. I don't want to see her anymore.
Shit, man, Poundland. Right, next we had Dash and Dawson interview. Now, Dash and Dawson, Vicious, yeah. They are so old school. I love it, especially Dawson, because Dawson is like, he reminds me so much of Arn Anderson.
Yeah, they remind me so much so of the Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. They remind me so much of them, and I'm a huge tag team guy, and those guys are definitely throwbacks. They put up a good sense of like the old school wrestling kind of feel. And why do you have The Rock coming up on there now? I can see you waving The Rock figure.
Nah, he's got beef with the Sheik. That's all. He's got beef.
Sorry, ADD kicked in.
Sheik.
But yeah, I absolutely love it. And they just had that sense. They just gave that feel of, you know what? We know we're just gonna go in there, kick your ass, and then leave. That's it.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is about that country twang. I love it, especially in wrestlers, like especially heel wrestlers. It's something about it, man. But they are really, really good and technical, and they're literally
beat the Southern heels, because Southern heels, I think, were like the first real heels that were over with being hated back in the day.
They've got the right kind of heat on them as well, also for Enzo and Cass to kind of feed off of. They got the right kind of heat by taking out Enzo and Cass the way that they did.
They're a great little tag team coming out of nowhere.
Definitely. And also obviously Dawson's carrying Wilder, and he's carrying Wilder well, because he's learning a lot as he goes along. James Storm, Shugs. James Storm is in NXT. Second match. TNA alumni. Now, what's your view, Shugs, on how WWE are signing these kind of talents to help get other guys over and use them as enhancement talents?
I think it's good, but then it's just like it's the transition period. It's like, what are they gonna do with them? It's like, so you look at Samoa Joe, and it's like, are they just gonna keep him in NXT just to polish off these guys, make them better before they can go up to the main roster? So he's like the final boss, So they do that, and then they face Samoa Joe. You have a good match against Samoa Joe, and then you can go up to the main roster. Or is he gonna get a chance? Is Samoa Joe gonna go up? Yeah. So is Storm gonna go up, or are they NXT? Because at the moment, so you've got like Finn Balor, and then people are like, he's ready now. He's ready for the show. Like, he's ready to go up. But then, if he's gone from NXT, they need to have a plan for him, Or can they just pick up his current character and place him down on Raw and expect him to go? Because where's our success stories from NXT? Where are they?
Yeah, true.
You say about Rollins. So Rollins, yeah, definitely. Bray Wyatt, he fought Undertaker at WrestleMania, but is it a success story?
Not yet, anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you were the Undertaker at Mania, I think you've done quite well.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that JBL special about with the Undertaker, but he even wound up saying, you get a match with Undertaker, taking a loss to Undertaker is just as great as getting 1,000 wins.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he needed to get the role of Taker some way. But yeah, no, Shugs, I understand what you're saying.
That's
definitely.
The thing, but so I think they're right in what they said. So if you fought Undertaker at WrestleMania, but then if we look at it to part of the streak, the people who are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever, who remembers them? So Giant Gonzalez fought Undertaker as part of the streak. Who gives a fuck? What did he?
El Gigante.
what did he get out of it? You know what I mean? And it's like, Bray Wyatt has all these feuds with people, but he never goes over. And then they just press the reset button, and he starts doing the same thing with the next person.
Yeah.
So had the Daniel Bryan feud, and it was good up to a point, and then it reset, and then he had the Undertaker, and then it reset, and he had Reigns,
Dean Ambrose,
reset, and now
Jericho.
Yeah, and it's just like he never goes.
Fuck, even Cena.
Yeah,
Oh,
he never wins.
Yeah, true. But I mean, with James Storm, obviously he hasn't signed yet, so he will definitely be used as someone that will just come in and do a job, just like kind of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano until they sign. But nevertheless, when Finn Balor goes up, I think they've been waiting for Sami Zayn to come back and be fit and Hideo Itami before they push up Finn Balor. It's only a matter of time. WWE right now are just they need someone like Samoa Joe up there just to start kicking ass. They need someone like that. Up there.
Problem is, I'd hate to see Balor go up there though, because look what happened to Breeze.
Of course.
This is what I mean. It's just like, but then we can't have Finn Balor on NXT forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if he's on there for another year, is that too long? Because obviously he wants to go up, he wants to be there, and then if he gets to the same position on the main roster, then we'll be happy. But will he ever get that far?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Unless Vince McMahon has a heart attack, no.
No, especially with Kevin the Dick Dunn there as well.
I think Triple H would put him there. I think these people, like, he feels like they're his people.
Mm-hmm.
But then once they get to the main event, or once they get to Raw, then he's got to deal with all these other people. I don't think Vince McMahon watches NXT. I don't think
not at all.
Knows what's going on.
I think him and Triple H have some proper arguments.
Yeah, and it's like when we had the Raw and SmackDown back in the day, and SmackDown was the #1 show. Probably because Vince was only really worried about Raw, and you had Heyman booking SmackDown, and they had all the best wrestlers on there, and it was just like the best show to watch. And NXT's the same thing now. But as soon as you get on Raw, you've got to deal with Vince McMahon, and you're fucked.
All right, let's move on to James Storm won with the last call, which is just a glorified super kick. Right, let's move on to Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Let's tag team WWE.
These guys are so good. They are so good. And what makes it even better is that WWE, they love Jason Jordan. They loved him from so top, but he's just hadn't had a gimmick, or he didn't have the personality. And Chad Gable is so good at bringing out his personality. It just makes Jason Jordan is amazing in the ring. You know, he's got all the talent in the world, but it's just like he was missing something. And now Chad Gable was that missing piece. Chad Gable, fucking hell, this guy. Like, he reminds me so much of Kurt Angle. Like,
yeah, and that's the funny thing, because Angle's even gone on interviews a dozen times saying he's seen Gable's amateur wrestling and his wrestling in NXT and says, the kid is really good. Guys, please stop fucking comparing me to him. You know, Angle's gone on the record saying that the kid is really good, and yeah, he is. You know?
Yeah, man. These two, the chemistry. I mean, they had a promo just before this. They just work so well together, and I think WWE, the main roster definitely could do with someone like them. I'm just waiting for fucking Haas and Benjamin to come, and we just get that fucking match at TakeOver, the world's greatest tag team versus Gable and JJ. But yeah, they ended up beating the Vaudevillains with that nifty finisher, and the Vaudevillains pretty much kind of just like turn heel a little bit. They just don't shake their hands or whatever. Right, we get Emma versus Liv Morgan. Emma, heel Emma. Belmont, what do you think about heel Emma? Because I love heel Emma. I think she's better than the old Emma, because I think that she's going a bit more into her actual kind of character and how she's been feeling about when she went up to Raw and come back down. She's using those natural kind of those natural disappointments within her character.
She's using her frustration to harness the character, which is really good. It took me a while, but now I'm starting to really love Evil Emma, and I hope she stays this way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to a match with Asuka as well.
Oh man, yeah, Asuka at TakeOver is gonna be nuts, and the way as well that the fans, when Emma's music's playing, the little dubstep remix, and they're just like, yeah, like they're all fucking jumping up, just like, and she's also as well, like, she's doing her thing to the beat as well. It's just I love what she's done, and she's more vicious in the ring as well. The way she does that finisher, man, when she does the Emma lock, and she's just like bending them into a pretzel, man. Crazy.
She's come a long way from being with Santino, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A long way. And I have to thank Dana Brooke as well, because she's also helped with that, that transition for Emma.
Yeah, Dana Brooke's got over me huge. Right. Can't wait for her to get the belt, man.
Bailey promo, right? Bailey's out there with fucking, what's his name? Is it Alex Reyes?
Oh,
All
I
right.
don't know. The guy looks like freaking. What's that? It was. Oh, shit.
I thought he was Rich Brennan. I thought it was Rich Brennan. I thought it was Rich Brennan.
Yeah, that's who I thought. That's who I was thinking.
But it's Alex Riaz, whatever his name is, talking to Bailey. Fucking. And then what's her name? Fucking what's her name? Nia Jax walks past, just looks at her, smiles. Bailey's like, yeah. Bailey's like, yeah, we're gonna scrap. She just like dashes her through this door. I thought, you know what, this is so sick. She flew. They gimmicked that door so well. She flew through that door. I thought this was fucking sick. What about the power from Nia Jackson? That was sick. It made me look forward to fucking.
I think that was one of the great things that they're doing with Nia Jax. Also, is not so much that her not doing promos, just like the way she's carrying herself with facial expressions, really, because she gave like that evil kind of smile before she threw Bailey through the door, and then afterwards she had like that Joker smile going from ear to ear, and you were able to just read everything that she was saying just off of that.
Man, I just love the way she just got dashed. You don't see that nowadays. People getting dashed through a door like backstage. You just see people talking backstage and that's it. Like, oh yeah, that was great. Then we had the main event: Samoa Joe versus Tommaso Ciampa. Fucking hell, this match was stiff. It was like I was watching an indie show. Like literally, it was like I was watching I was there at Rev Pro
for this main
event.
event.
It was like I was watching Rev Pro with Belmont, just watching these guys knock two shits.
Matches were so stiff.
Oh man, like the way Tommaso Ciampa got kicked in the back of his neck. Oh jeez, yeah, it was proper stiff, but it was what Samoa Joe needed, because I don't think we've seen this kind of Samoa Joe in a long time. Especially, I don't think we've seen this kind of Samoa Joe in NXT yet. So
no,
yeah.
He's been a face since he came on the scene, and he had when he was a heel, when he was running as a heel against Angle and TNA, that was phenomenal. But wasn't a big fan. I don't know if you guys saw when he was doing that little bit of a heel bit in TNA with MVP with that beatdown clan.
BDC.
Yeah, wasn't a fan of that. That wasn't. He didn't. It just felt like it was kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna be a heel, okay, I guess. It didn't. Really
I'm gonna wear a beanie hat and stare at people menacingly.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it just didn't feel right. But this, it's like, holy shit, this is really good.
Before we go to break, guys, Belmont, Vicious, did you see that promo for NXT London? The Jack the Ripper thing.
Oh my god.
I thought that was a new character. Shugs, you need to see this shit. It was so sick. Like, I literally thought it was a new character. Like, this silhouette of Jack the Ripper just like walking down the street. You don't see his face or nothing, just blacked out. Next minute, he just gets his robe and just like slits the screen with his robe. It looks so sick. I thought, yeah, who the fuck is this? Get them on TV now.
I thought it was another Curtis Axel return promo.
Oh shit, yeah, it was
Why
great.
don't
Man.
you like me? I'm the son of Mr. Perfect.
I tell you what, him on fucking Table of Three was good though. Like his son, I swear his son's name is Axel. His son's name's Axel. I swear down. I swear that's what his son's name is, Axel. Like, people were calling him Axel at school. Anywho, we're going to go on a break and then we'll be back with Shug Stunners, Segue Time Machine, and part 2 interview with co-owner of Progress, Jim Smallman. So don't you miss it.
What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Ferrari in Las Vegas, and you're listening to the Swerve Talk Network featuring Max Wrestling, Sunday Sag, Offshoot Radio, and more at the Swerve Talk Network on Twitter for more information. Woohoo!
And we're back, people. It is the third part of the Sunday Segue Wrestling podcast. Right now, it is time for Shug's Stunners. And Shugs is actually here to do the Stunners. Shugs, Jobber of the Week.
Jobber of the Week. Well, I'm going to say Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Because, like, anyone who's getting pinned by Sheamus, they're doing a job, because this guy, fuck Sheamus.
Okay. Move of the week.
Move of the week. It's gotta be the fusion. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. That fusion, just to get that right on TV, it's just. What a maneuver.
Yeah, I'm a wrestler of the week.
Wrestler of the week. Do you know what I'm gonna give it to? Wrestler of the week, Rusev.
Okay.
Because this guy is just like, he's the one I feel sorry for being in the League of Nations, because he deserves just like a push on his own, you know, because he's done fuck all wrong really since he joined WWE. He's been there. He had his unbeaten streak. He's quality in the ring. He's just jokes when he's on the mic, and he doesn't deserve to be in the League of Nations with those fucking idiots.
Nah, his missus got vexed about him lipsing up Summer. That's why he's in the position he's in now. She turned bad mind.
He didn't go all the way though, so
No.
it's alright.
No.
Oh, that was one of the most awkward things I've ever seen on television.
Fucking hell. Please do not say his name on TV. Oh, sorry, his name on the show right now. Yeah, it begins with R, ends with K. We're not talking about him. Alright, bang. Segue time machine. Let's run through this shit quick. Right, today in wrestling, it is the 6th of December. So we had Lita winning the women's title 2004, Jushin Thunder Liger winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, Chris Candido, Lance Storm 97 winning the ECW Heavyweight title, Bob Backlund won the WWF title also, Biggie Langston won NXT title. Pay-per-views, we had Capital Carnage, fucking hell, 98 Manchester pay-per-view, Capital Carnage. Oh shit. Alright, so let's see what happened in the Monday Night Wars. 99 Raw, episode 341. What do you reckon the rating was?
3.2.
99.
3.2. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say about the same thing.
The Raw rating was 6.
What?
6.
Fuck me,
6.0. 6.
Wow.
6. That's right. Yeah, and yeah, Raw was 2 hours. This is what happened on Raw. Raw was 2 hours, and this is what happened, right? We had WWF Tag Title match, Too Cool, right, versus the New Age Outlaws, which finished in a DQ. Kurt Angle and Steve Blackman defeating the Hardy Boys. Number 1 contenders match for the European title, D'Lo versus Val Venus, finished in a no contest. The Godfather defeated Prince Albert. Rikishi defeated Hardcore Holly. DX, which is Triple H and X-Pac, defeated Test, and it's Kane. And WWF title match, Big Show defeated Viscera. Also, Rock and Sock Rock and Sock Connection defeated El Snow and Chris Jericho by DQ. That Raw got a 6.0 rating, right? And then on the flip side, WCW Nitro. What do you reckon they got? This is 99, by the way.
This was the start of the decline, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, then I'm still standing by the argument of 3.
They got exactly 3.
3.
Exactly
Holy
3.
shit.
Ass kicked. So we had WCW Hardcore title match, Norman Smiley defeating Ronda Singh. We had IWGP Heavyweight title match, Liger defeating Psychosis. We had 3-way match, Medusa defeating Evan Courageous and Mona. We had Oklahoma and Steve Williams defeating Jerry Only and Vampiro. Who the fuck is Jerry Only? You can't even click on his name. That's how bad it is. We had WCW Heavyweight title match, Bret Hart defeating Lex Luger. We had Midnight defeating Asia by DQ. 2-on-1 handicap I-Quick match, Roddy Piper against Creative Control. Who the fuck is Gerald and Pat? I don't know. Dustin Rhodes defeated Meng, no contest. Kurt Hennig defeating Larry Zbyszko by DQ. Benoit defeating Kevin Nash by DQ. Block match, Jerry Flynn defeated The Maestro. Block match, what the fuck is that?
What's a block match?
This match went 50 seconds, right? We had Sting.
Bro, it's okay, because you know why? It was a swerve the whole time. That's why, bro.
I take it that's your Russo. We had Sting defeating Scott Hall. DDP defeating versus Vicious, which went no contest. Lumberjack match. Fucking Bill Goldberg defeated Jeff Jarrett in a 7-minute match. Show probably ended with fucking guitar shot to the head. There you go. Sorry about your damn luck. Right, that's the end of fucking Segue Time Machine. Right about now, we're going to go into our part 2 interview with co-owner of Progress Wrestling, Jim Smallman. Let's go on to your future shows. So 2 weeks time, you'll have a chapter outside of London, in Manchester. Back there 6 more times next year. Are you planning any other shows outside of London or any cross promotions potentially?
Cross promotion, I don't think ever works. And I'm always quite outspoken about this, because you get people going, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if you did a show with this company?" PWG is the one we get suggested all the time, because I think people, certainly fans of us in America, look at us and go, "But you're like the British PWG." Well, yes, we are. Thank you very much. But we've got our own identity in the same way they've got their own identity. And I'm a huge PWG fan. Now, what I think the problem is if you do a joint show with a company or a cross-promoted show, one company has to lose. I don't mean financially. I just mean in the eyes of the fans, one company will always... It's not... In the same way that when we had the invasion angle with WWF, WCW, it was always going to be that WWF was... Like, there was no drama about that. WWF was winning. There was no way WCW was going to come out on top of that. And yes, that was a worked storyline. But I always think that if you're at the behest of a bigger company, for example, then the bigger company is always going to tell you how to run your show. I don't like the idea of anyone, I'm a nice guy, and John and Glenn are both nice guys, but I don't like the idea of anyone telling me how to run my company. And if you cross promote, that has to happen, and that could potentially ruin nice relationships that you have with people, because we get on well with everybody. So from that point of view, no, that's never likely to happen. Doing other shows outside of London, equally, probably not likely to happen. The reason we wanted to run, we got asked to run in Manchester a long time before we actually did.
Oh wow, okay.
And we didn't want to because other companies ran there. And we then got asked about the Ritz, and another company was running in there previously. And then when we were told they weren't running there again, we said, "Oh, okay." And it was at a point where that expansion was fine. But we want the Manchester shows to be chapters. So we're not necessarily fan, and never say never, it could happen, but we're not necessarily fans of doing shows. I think Manchester's a big enough city to support a show from us every 2 months. London's a big enough city to support a show from us every month. It's not necessarily the case that we can do other shows all around the place, really, at the moment. I think it's difficult to tour a company, and not necessarily something that we want to do. We want to concentrate on making the chapters as good as possible, because then people will sign up to Demand Progress and people will follow the storylines and want to be as involved with the company as possible. I don't ever want to fall down into the route of, if you tour, there's every chance that your shows could become, or if you tour or if you're doing too many cities, there's a chance that certain shows become more important and certain smaller shows feel like house shows, and I don't want that to happen. I want everyone who dedicates their money to come to any of our shows knowing that show's a big deal. So I think at the minute, Manchester and London's it. We might do music festivals again, depending on if we're asked. At the minute, we get asked a lot. Are you doing Download again? Don't know. Maybe. If we get asked to, it'd be nice, but there's no guarantee that we'll be asked to do it. Music festivals are the only time you're ever likely to see us outside of London or Manchester, I think.
Okay, I like that answer. Very honest answer. I like that. No
skeeting around. I may as well be honest, because we get asked all the time. I mean, I was talking about this to a friend the other day. Someone messaged us and went, "When are you going to do a show in Reading?" And I went back and went, "What? Well, yeah, well, I live in Reading." Okay, well, do you want us to do a show in your front room? Because it's expensive putting wrestling on, and if you've got a model where you can tour around or you can do more shows, then fair play. But we haven't. Our business model is to do shows in London. I live 4.5 hours away from London and I come to shows. So come on, get on a train. You live in Reading. The one good thing about gigs in London is that we're aware that there's a big catchment area. We have a lot of fans come from. We did a survey into this. So yeah, there's plenty of fans who live in London, but most people who come to the London show live in Watford or Brighton or Reading or Guildford or wherever and get the train in and come to the show. Then what was interesting was how many people come from a long way away. So we have a superfan called Callum who comes to most shows from Edinburgh.
Wow.
We have people who come from South Wales, like a big party of people who come from South Wales. We've now got fans who come to every show from Italy. We've got fans who come from Germany. And a big reason that they can all come to this show is it's in London. It's really easy to get to, as is Manchester. Like the show at the Ritz is probably even easier to get to than the Ballroom, because it's right next to a train station, and we've deliberately designed the show in Manchester so it finishes a little bit earlier. So people and we didn't expect people to come up from London for it, but people who are coming up from London for it, that means they'll get home earlier, and we try and think of all that sort of stuff. But we do get asked all the time, when are you going to do a show? When are you going to do a show in Newcastle? We'd love to do a show in Newcastle. It's where Glenn's from, but it's not part of our plans at the minute. It's just we'd rather concentrate on keeping London as good as it's been, getting Manchester right, and never say never. We could expand again, but as it stands at the minute, I don't think there's no real rush to do it. We're seen as, I like the fact that we're seen as the London company, and I now like the fact that people are going excited about us doing shows in Manchester, and I think that's probably enough for us at the minute.
Okay, all right. Favorite wrestler, all-time wrestler.
Favorite wrestler of all time is Kenta Kobashi.
Nice. I like that.
Just the one of the best wrestlers ever to walk the face of the earth, and even more so when you consider the health problems that he had in the later stages of his career. The fact that he was still turning out such amazing matches is phenomenal.
Favorite current wrestler.
Do you mean I'm not going to choose anyone from my company because that's not fair?
That's cool.
So I will go. It's tough. I would say it's probably Kevin Owens. I loved him as Kevin Steen. I loved his feud with El Generico and PWG and the spillover into Ring of Honor. I thought, always been entertained by him. And even now, he's good, because if my wife is not a wrestling fan, and if I have WWE on at home and Kevin Owens comes out, she'll stop what she's doing and watch. and that is something. And I'll say, why do you like him? And she's like, I don't know. I just think he's cool. And I'm like, yeah, there we go. He's got that mysterious X factor that a lot of people talk about, and it's difficult to quantify, but I do think he has it. Plus, he's really entertaining. And again, promo-wise, so good at promos, especially when you consider, and I know it's pointed out a lot, he could not speak English until he was 14.
I know.
That is so good. And again, anyone who's British sits there and goes, someone can speak another language. Oh my lord, because it's alien to us. I speak a tiny bit of German. That's it, and it's crazy how talented he is.
Those are two good choices there, my friend. Okay, final question. What does the future hold for Jim Smallman and Progress Wrestling?
For me, it's going to be more just driving about, doing gigs and doing voiceover work, and essentially trying to make a living. I'm a workaholic, which probably bodes well. All three of us are running Progress, which helps. None of us are lazy. With Progress, I don't know. I mean, we always get asked if we have any sort of long-term goals, and we never have. Like when we started, it wasn't a goal to do well and then move and then do more shows. It was just, let's get through this show. And now the company's doing well. I just want us to keep doing well. And when I say doing well, I don't mean financially. I mean, I want to do what I said before. I want fans to leave every single show thinking that was great. Not every show is going to be as good as the last show, because we often set ourselves a very high bar to beat. But I always want people to go away and go, I love that. I want people to think about us. I don't want people to just think about us once a month when they come to a show. I want them to think about what we've got planned and think about our company and be excited by it all the time. And that requires hard work. That's going to require the three of us and everyone who works for the company, every single wrestler. It's going to require us all to work really, really hard to keep people excited and keep selling shows out and keep having people having that our show every month be the thing that people are looking forward to most. If we can get that, we get 700 people to look forward to our show more than they look forward to doing anything else that month, then that is the coolest thing I will achieve in my lifetime. I already say to people that, I've done loads of comedy. I've won awards for comedy. I've been all around the world. I've performed in front of huge audiences. But having Progress be a success is probably my biggest achievement, short becoming a dad. You know, it's phenomenal that we have that many people care about our little tiny British independent wrestling company. You know, to now have it that we have, you know, we have loads of subscribers to Demand Progress in America and in Canada and in Japan it's nuts, because we're just three wrestling fans who started a company. You know, we just want to make sure that we never lose sight of keeping those people entertained and making sure that every single person who comes to a show goes away having enjoyed themselves. We can do that, then, you know, then we win. And it's not all about being able to necessarily move to a bigger venue or you know, have a massive supercard show or anything like that. You know, not saying those things won't necessarily ever happen sort of 5 years down the line, but as it stands at the minute, just sending people away happy is our goal. And at the minute we're doing it, but we need to work hard to make sure we keep doing it all the way through 2016.
Great. Well, can you let your UK fans, your American fans, your fans all over the world, can you let them know where they can find you on Twitter and your website, please?
Right, so I am Jim Smallman on Twitter. Follow me and say hello. I'm pretty friendly. So I'm Jim Smallman. My website is jimsmallman.com if you want to see me do gigs and stuff. Progress. So our website is progresswrestling.com. Our on-demand site, which is £5 a month, or $7.50 roughly, depending on the current exchange rate, is demand-progress.com. All of our shows are on there, all of our main shows, all of our training shows, loads of extra stuff that we've recorded, little specials and interviews and things like that. And on Twitter, the Progress Twitter account, which I sometimes look after, but most of the time it's John, is _progress. It's unwieldy, and it's a shame that we never thought about that when we signed up for it, but we're not changing it now. So this is _progress on Twitter. And again, follow us on there, say hello to us, let us know if you like what we're doing, let us know if you don't like what we're doing. It's you know, it's only fair. You know, you've got to be democratic of thought and not just presume that everyone likes everything that we do. So we're always open to hear people's views on what we do, and it's the only way we'll get better. So, you know, follow. This is _progress on Twitter, and yeah, just follow me. Just not just on Twitter, just follow me around. I mean, I'll be honest, if you do that, you'll do a lot of miles. But feel free.
Man, this has been great, man. We went straight 50 minutes. This has been amazing. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Segheads, you heard some exclusives here with your boy Kinny Killa and Jim Smallman. So yeah, Jim, thanks again, mate. And yeah, good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, dude. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Right, there you go, people. Part 2. Jim Smallman, really, really nice guy. I just love the things that they're doing with Progress at the moment. Hopefully in the new year we're going to see Progress again. But man, they're doing some big things down there, so make sure you check them out. That's at Jim Smallman and at @this_is_progress. Right, that's the end of the show, people. That is the end of the show. I'm emotional right now. Sugs is back. It's just been a hot minute. He's back. Fucking hell. I've been riding solo for so long, but I've had my friends to look to. I've been happy that my friends have been able to you know, guest on the show. Sugs is back. Shit, I'm emotional, man. But either way, Vicious, thanks for coming on. Let the Pope know where they can find you on the Twitter.
My Twitter is Tim Vicious, and my backup is @TimVicious. You can also look for my show, #ViciousRants, all one word. My YouTube page is Tim23Vicious, and if you're looking to want to do a round or two on Star Wars Battlefront, my PlayStation ID is TimVicious23. Vicious is all capitalized.
Okay, nice, Vicious. I am getting logged on today. I am selling my PS3 today, and I'm gonna get a Next controller, and we're gonna go on it, bruv. We are gonna go crazy. Trust. As soon as I get that tag down, it's on. Me and you. Me and you. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I'm warning you now, man. I'm pretty good with the heavy blaster, and heaven help you if I wind up getting an ATST. Then you're done.
I don't know what you're like I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I will do in a couple of hours.
Dude, have you never grow up on Star Wars?
Yeah, but I'm not really a Star Wars kind of guy until recently, so Yeah.
Blasphemy!
Belmont, let the people know where they can find you on Twitter, offshoot.
Well, you can find me at JX2001 for the, well, surprisingly controversial opinions. My brain still hurts. I saw someone on Monday tweet who's Tommy Dreamer, but that's a whole other story. The official offshoot account is at Offshoot Radio, which is run by Mike. It's a hell of a job.
Shugs, let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter so you can fucking block them as much as you want.
Yeah, it's like a wasted exercise. It's just good to be back. It's good to be back, man.
Oh shit. Are you back next week? I
Yeah,
have to ask these questions.
I'm
That's
back
it.
now.
Oh shit.
I'm back.
Yes, boom. Alright, me and Shugs, we got our fucking Finn Balor t-shirts, long sleeve, fucking little and large. We're ready for this shit. We're ready. It's coming. NXT 2 weeks time. God damn it. We're going to be sporting that shit next week, people. We have Retro Roundtable on a Saturday. Me and Michael Cook, followed by Gates and Dave from Attitude of Aggression. WrestleMania 10. That's right. WrestleMania 10 is going to be off the chain. And then we'll be back. Your boy Kinny Killa, the man, the gal, them Sugar Shugs, will be back next week. Track of the week this week is none other than Lita. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that. Slap nuts. Woo!
Unshackled your life spirit, fire away from